Hello and welcome to the Mindful Innovator Meditation series. In our last session, we discussed what is innovation really? And we learned that it comes down to three things. It comes down to the problem. What is that creative way to solve the problem? And how do I get others to accept it? Well, today we're going to dive into the problem. There are two challenges in identifying a problem. And today we're going to discuss one of those challenges. Knowing that the problem exists. How often does a problem lie uncovered in our lives until just one given day? We don't realize that we have a drinking problem or a problem with something within our finances. And then one day something just happens to make it appear. But that problem was there. We just never identified that there was a problem. But then sometimes the problem isn't really ours to own. The problem could be something that your boss doesn't see. Maybe it's your spouse or another family member. Or it could just be the company as a whole just doesn't see or identify the problem. Even when you tell them that there is a problem, they may disregard it. Good examples of companies not seeing problems are Kodak or Blockbuster, who just didn't see the future of the industry and were reluctant to change. They may have saw that there were digital cameras coming. In fact, Kodak invented the digital camera, but they didn't invest in that part of their business because they just said, well, that's just not our business. Our business is film. And they did not see digital cameras as a problem. Just as live streaming was not seen as a problem for Blockbuster. It can be difficult to address a problem, which then causes us to either consciously or even subconsciously ignore the problem. I've learned firsthand how difficult it can be to address a problem. And my seatbelt moment didn't just help me fix a problem that I was having, but it uncovered the insights it takes to identify and confront a problem. In an amusement park with my family, I waited online with my son to go on a roller coaster. The wait was, by no exaggeration, at least 2 hours. And as we got to the top of the roller coaster, right before we were to get on, we got assigned our row, and I went to go sit in the roller coaster, and it's one that you pull up from above and down onto your chest. And I could not close the belt. It would not shut. 3 ride attendants bounced on my stomach like a trampoline to try and close the seatbelt, and it would not go. Eventually, they told me that I just could not ride the roller coaster, and I would have to walk down the same way that I came from to get off the ride. It was definitely one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I wasn't able to take my son on the roller coaster, and he was disappointed. I was ashamed of myself, and every person I passed on that line, I swear they were thinking about, wow, look at this guy, he's a loser. He couldn't get on the roller coaster. How true or not true that is, that's what I was thinking within my mind. And when I got off the ride, I was like, I need to make a change in my life. I found the mock car that you would use on the roller coaster right in front of the ride that they have sometimes. And I sat in it and had my wife take a picture of me so I could remember the moment. Because that was my seatbelt moment, where I realized there was just a problem that I needed to address. So there are 4 things that happen within a seatbelt moment. And it goes by the acronym of SEAT. The first one, we have to stop ignoring the problem. That has to happen first. If we don't stop ignoring the problem, nothing else can happen. More importantly, there needs to be an emotional connection to this problem. Without the emotion, nothing happens. That is what creates the movement, creates the awareness and the drive to make the change. We also have to admit that it's a problem. Admit that there is something that we can control. Admit that, yes, there is a problem that I need to fix. And lastly, without this, you'll never fix the problem, and that is to tell others you're solving the problem. If you just admit there's a problem and move on your day, that's great, that's progress, but it's not going to get you to a solution. You need all 4 components of SEAT. Stop ignoring the problem, create an emotional connection, admit that there is a problem, and tell others that you are solving this problem. That is when you have a complete seatbelt moment and are on the verge of creating change. So today we're going to uncover a seatbelt moment within your life, within your business. This way we can start working towards finding that creative solve and getting others to accept it. But first we need to really hone in on what really is the problem that you're facing. Our background music today is a 741 Hertz solfeggio frequency, allowing us to show self-expression. So find a comfortable place, a place where you won't be disturbed, and let's just focus in on this problem that we need to fix today. Now remember our 3 rules. We're going to have some fun today with this, even though we're talking about problems. You hopefully found that quiet space. And lastly, we're going to just breathe. So close your eyes and let's go into that 4-2-4 count and just breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 2 and then out through the mouth. And then again, focus on feeling that breath enter in through the nose for 4 seconds. Consciously feel the chest full at 2. Hold, and then the air passing by your lips as you breathe out for 4. And again. Now I want you to think about a problem in your life that you want to solve. It can be a personal problem or one for your business. It could be one that you see and nobody else does. And you might say, oh, I don't have any problems that I need to consciously solve right now. Well, then I want you to think about what has given you some emotional duress in your life. Was it something your boss or coworker said to you? Was it something on the P&L at work that you noticed? Or was it an observation that you made about your industry? Just something that felt a little funny, like a hint of emotion that just told you something is not right here. So just sit in the breath here for a moment and think about what is that moment where a problem might be lying, whether for ourselves or someone that we need to help. By now, you should have identified this problem. And I want you just to continue to breathe. Breathe in through the nose. Hold. And then out through the mouth. Now, I want you to think about what happens if you don't fix this problem. And I want you to think rationally here. Use some logic. I know it can be very easy to let the mind wander and go completely off track and irrational. Like, if I question my boss about the intentions of what we're doing, I'm going to get fired and I'll be homeless. Don't let your mind go too far down the path of thinking about what the consequences may be. Just think about what's the next thing that happens if you do not confront this problem. And stay with the breath. By now, we should have identified what is the problem that we need to fix, and then also discovered what would happen if we don't fix it. And there's one last step that we need to take now. But first, I want you just to kind of clear your mind and get back to the breath. And then in through the nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. And then out through your mouth for 4 seconds. Again. In through the nose. Hold. Out through the mouth. The last part that we're going to do is to make a commitment to ourselves that we are going to fix this problem. We are alone right now within this meditation, so we can't tell others, but we can tell ourselves and make a direct commitment to make the change, to address the problem. And tell others once you leave this meditation. Now, whatever your problem is, whether it's something that you can own or it's your company's problem that you may not be directly owning, I want you to say out loud or say in your mind if you're near other people, I am committed to fixing this problem, and state the problem out specifically. I am committed to fixing. Enter your problem here. So breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 2, and on the out breath, I am committed to fixing this problem. And again, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 2, and on the out breath, I am committed to fixing this problem. Okay, and one last time, breathe in, out, I am committed to fixing this problem. Okay. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to. We have just conquered one of the biggest challenges of innovation: committing to fixing a problem. So if this is a problem that you can fix on your own, I hope that you've had your seatbelt moment where you can stop ignoring the problem, emotionally connected to it, and admitted that there was a problem. And even though you haven't told anyone yet, you committed to fixing it. So your next step here would be to tell others about this problem and what you're going to do to fix it. Now, if the problem wasn't for you directly, but it was for your company, you need to identify who in the company needs to have this seatbelt moment and provide them that seatbelt moment. What conversations can you have that will help identify the problem and get them to emotionally connect to what happens if they do not solve the problem, and together commit to solving the problem? So that's it for this session. Remember, your homework today is to either tell others about the problem that you are solving, or to identify the person in your company, your organization, that you need to provide a seatbelt moment to. I hope that you found this meditation helpful, and I look forward to seeing you again the next time on the Mindful Innovator Meditation Series.